Hello again everyone, Craig Peters here from Sound Iron, and welcome back to another walkthrough. And today we're going to be walking you through Voices of Gaia. Now Voices of Gaia contains 4 different singers. It contains Bryan Lane, Francesca Genco, Linda Strawberry, and our own Michael Peaslee. And this library is made for the free contact player. We recorded each vocalist in a completely dry, state-of-the-art isolation booth, along with using sound devices, preamps, and Neumann microphones. So this would be like if you had the singer in your studio and you were recording them completely dry, which allows you to use any of your own effects without having to worry about them clashing with maybe the room or the effects that would come with it. So by having it this way, it allows you to really be as creative as you want with the different singers. So with this library, when you first get it, you'll see that there is a folder for ambiences, Bryn, Francesca, Michael, and Strawberry. So for today's walkthrough, we're going to be going through some of the folders, and I'm going to be checking out some of the different patches with you and giving you an idea of what you can get when you have Voices of Gaia. So let's go ahead and we'll start checking out the ambiences and give you a little bit of an idea of what you can get with some of the different ambient patches, as they can really add a lot of character and vibe to, you know, just having it in the background for a piece of music, and can really sort of inspire a whole new world of creativity. And also within all the different ambiences and KIs, there's also a drop-down window that gives you even more options to choose from as far as different presets go for the different ambiences that are included within each patch. So within each singer's folder, there's going to be folders for articulations, phrases by key, and phrases by set. So for singers Bryn, Michael, and Strawberry, you're going to see all the same articulations. You're going to see them for legatos, staccatos, sustains, and vocal effects. So the only singer who has a different set of articulations is the one for Francesca Genco, as we recorded all new content with her, about 8 hours worth. And there's a whole new unique list of different articulations that you can choose from, and we'll go ahead and we'll check those out later on. So let's go ahead and start checking out some of the articulations that come with Voices of Gaia. So to really get the smoothest quality out of the legato is, one, you want to make sure that each note overlaps. You don't want to play one note into the other note. You want to play the note, and then as you're going to the next note, still keep holding down the note previous, which really allows that smooth legato transition. So another way you can get even more expression out of your legato is you can, with your MIDI CC controller, you can learn the MIDI CC for the swell and the vibrato knob. And this really adds a lot more expressiveness to the whatever musical lines that you're writing. As a singer starts to project more, you can, with the MIDI controller, then increase that to get more vibrato and even more volume. So try that and see how that works for you, as it's definitely a great option to have within, using more vocal libraries to really make them sound as alive as possible. And then also you have your sets of staccatos, so let's go ahead and check those out. And with the sustains, it's a great way for you to use with one singer, create melodies and chords on top of each other without the use of having to open up multiple instances of either singer's library. So for Francesca Genco's library, she has a whole extra bonus set of articulations to choose from. As you can see, there's atonal, legato, polysustains, staccatos, sustains, vocal effects, and whispers. So for all you songwriters out there, I think you're really going to love the next features that I'm going to mention, which are the phrases by key and phrases by set. So for phrases by key, basically if you're writing in a certain key and you want only specific phrases for that key, this folder is going to be for you because it allows you to keep everything within that key, and you can also switch the different keys via key switching as well. So. Now, one of the really powerful options that come within the phrases by key and phrases by set is the sequencer. And with the sequencer, you can have within these different steps a different phrase that you can use back to back. You can go one step forward, one step back, or you can randomize it. So you can really get creative with it, and you can really modify it in any way that you want. And then you can also save these as an NKA within the data folder, and then you can bring these back at a later time. And another thing with the sequencer, one of the things that you can do is with start and end markers, you can actually choose which part of each phrase that you want to use. So let's say you're building a long list of phrases, but you only want to use maybe the middle section of one or just the beginning or the end of another. With the start and end markers, you can control which phrases or which pieces of the phrase that you want to use. So with the playback mode option and how it works is, if let's say you don't like the tempo that it's giving you, or you have a tempo that's a little bit slower in the piece that you're working on, is you can use the sync option, and that will sync the tempo of the phrase to your DAW. But if you like how the phrase sounds naturally, then just go ahead and keep that at natural. And also with variable, the way that works is that with the knob you can control the speed with that, but it only works on some of the presets, not all of them. So with phrases by set, it's a little bit different as it doesn't always necessarily work with a specific key that you're working on. So it naturally has a more of a flowing progression to it, as it might go from scale to scale. So it might not work with maybe the chord progression that you have. So that's why the phrases by key would work best for that. So, but if let's say you just want to, try opening up the phrases by set and maybe just playing something, you can get inspired, I think, and also by hearing how the natural progression goes from a scale to scale, it might inspire a specific chord progression to work. So you can also write to this as well as using it in a specific key in your track. So within the sequencer flow drop-down window, that's where you have the option to choose how you want the actual sequencer to work. So experiment with this and see what kind of different options that you can get with the step sequencer flow. All right, so there you have it, Voices of Gaia, which is a very beautiful solo vocalist library. If you want to get more info on Voices of Gaia, make sure to visit our website at soundiron.com. And until next time, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.